Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at 10 Wii U games that still need to come to Switch. Most of the best games from the Wii U's library have been ported to the much more popular Switch, giving them a second life. But for this list, we'll be looking at the ones we'd still like to see make the jump, especially since the Wii U's eShop is fixing to close. Which Wii U game would you like to see get a second chance on Switch? Share with us in the comments below. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Star Fox Zero. The biggest problem that many had with Star Fox Zero was the control scheme. It forced you to alternate your eyes between the TV, where your R-Wing was, and the gamepad, which had a first-person view used for aiming with motion controls. A Switch port would need to fundamentally change this, but it's something developer Platinum Games would be up for. Studio head Atsushi Inaba spoke about wanting to port it in 2021. With Nintendo's blessing, Star Fox Zero could earn a new and likely more well-received life. Despite its controls, it did offer some better new elements like transformative vehicles for exploring other areas. And it would be great to have a Star Fox game on Switch that didn't release more than 20 years ago. Zombie U.
Shit, it was rigged to the alarm. Get inside before every blighter from miles around comes running.
While the Switch has received a lot of horror ports, it would be nice to see an original make its way to the console. A financially unsuccessful launch title for the Wii U, Ubisoft's Zombie U pit players against a zombie apocalypse in London, and it was pretty tough.
Those poor coppers were probably responding to the supermarket's alarm, but they've got bigger problems now.
Its permadeath system placed emphasis on survival. If you died, you started over as a new survivor with your previous character now a zombie, and you'd have to kill them to get your equipment back. It also had some nifty online features, such as being able to leave clues for other players. We'd love to see it get more love, plus reworking controls wouldn't be an issue as it was already ported to other platforms. Xenoblade Chronicles X. With other entries already on Switch and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on the way, it seems strange that this spin-off is still locked to the Wii U. X chronicled the remaining humans following Earth's destruction during an alien war and their exploration of their new home Mira. It could please just about any RPG fan. An expansive world with incredible environments, engaging combat that sometimes included awesome mechs, intimidating creature designs, and a compelling story. Plus, a ton of side quests that pulled you in every direction of the already alluring planet. The franchise has clearly proven itself to do well for Nintendo, so why not bring Xenoblade Chronicles X to Switch? Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Tipping Stars. Now for something a bit simpler. Similar to other games in the spin-off series, Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars tasks you with helping little wind-up Marios reach the end of each level. It's a clever puzzle game that used touchscreen controls to connect different platforms so that the toys could reach new areas, collect items, and avoid obstacles and enemies. While its controls were simple, the puzzles could get deceptive as difficulty increased. For Switch, touchscreen controls would need to be optional with an on-screen icon as a substitute. Mario vs. Donkey Kong is a great bite-sized spin-off series. Newer levels and features would only get players more excited about a port. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Admittedly, this is another game that would need to alter its heavy focus on touchscreen controls in a port. On Wii U, you use the gamepad to draw Kirby's path, leading him over hazards, and you touch him to produce a spin attack. It was a wonderful way for players to interact with the world, but these mechanics could be mapped to buttons and joysticks instead. Also, no gamepad would mean being able to fully appreciate the gorgeous claymation aesthetic on your TV. With Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo may not be interested in porting this Wii U entry, but a double dip would give Rainbow Curse a much wider audience than it had the first time around. Affordable space adventures. This award-winning indie game utilized the gamepad better than most, which means it might be tough to bring to Switch, but we believe it would be worth the effort. Not only is there the benefit of introducing the game to a new audience, but the gamepad features weren't the only thing that made it fun. Players control a space vacationer whose ship crashes on a hostile planet. By exploring, you'd avoid enemies and hazards by solving various puzzles. You could even bring 2 players along with you. The gamepad was used to control a variety of the ship's equipment like its engines, flashlight, and landing gear. If developer Napnock could figure out how to remap these elements to a standard control scheme, a new world would await many players. NES Remix Pack. NES Remix was an incredibly creative way to re-experience Nintendo's past. Both it and its sequel offered wonderful minigames set in the world of NES games, from The Legend of Zelda to Wario's Woods. Minigames ranged from the simple, like clearing a screen of enemies in a certain amount of time, to more unique, like clearing a Donkey Kong level as Link who can't jump. NES Remix Pack compiled both games, making it the natural pick for a Switch port. We'd love to see it get more mini-games set across different NES titles. There are a plethora of non-first-party games we're sure Nintendo could work wonders with. And it would honestly be a wonderful gift for Switch Online members. Pushmo World. To be fair, we'd be happy to see any Pushmo ported to Switch. They're delightful, adorable puzzlers. But Pushmo World is the only one on the Wii U, so here we are. In it, players control the portly cat Mallow, who pushes and pulls different shaped blocks in order to reach the top and rescue a crying child. Silly and simple in its concept, the puzzles are just creatively stimulating enough to give you pause, but not too hard to keep you from binging its levels. The Pushmo series also lets players create their own puzzles and share them online, so it would be fantastic to see that creativity thrive on Switch. Yoshi's Woolly World. While the Switch does already have a Yoshi game with an adorable craft aesthetic, we don't think that should disqualify Yoshi's Woolly World. For one, the use of wool makes for more interesting character models, although both games have an undeniably charming presentation. More importantly, the Wii U game has a few more levels. While those levels don't feature the same interactivity with foreground and background as Crafted World, they're still pristinely created 2D stages, and they get deceptively difficult as you get closer to the end, offering an overall greater challenge than Crafted World. We'd really love for more players to experience Woolly World's incredible level design, although it's a bit unlikely that it'll make the jump. The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker HD, and Twilight Princess HD. We'd be ecstatic to get either of these phenomenal remasters on Switch. The console has gotten no shortage of Zelda games. Since its 2017 release, we've seen mainline entries, ports, and spin-offs. But the possibility of these HD remasters on Switch is never far from any fan's mind. Both remasters transitioned the games beautifully, particularly Wind Waker HD with its refresh on an already vibrant art style. They also brought new elements and quality of life changes that make them both the definitive versions. Unfortunately, being on the Wii U, they weren't experienced by as many players as they should have been. With Breath of the Wild now being the best-selling in the series, and with the Switch's continuous success, we know players would be more than willing to play these.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.